Absolutely.
Hey, where's the free samples?
I wish.
Ah! Alright, we're at Commodity Classic. This is new. Never been to this one before. If you don't know, Commodity Classic is a trade show, kind of similar to the National Farm Machinery Show, but a lot different, if that makes sense. There's a lot more educational aspects here. There's a lot of seminars. Anyways, show's just about to open up. I'm gonna walk around, try to find some places before they get too busy. And yeah, check the show out. Now, one thing that is different about this show versus like the National Farm Machinery Show, it does cost money to go to this show. So from what I understand, the show's usually less crowded. It's easier to get around. So yeah, it might be nicer in that aspect, but there's just less people because of that. Alright guys, like I said, I wanted to stop and check out the Fendt Ideal. I kind of had an idea that this was coming, but I didn't know for sure when they were going to unveil it. This Fendt has no steering wheel. This combine has no steering wheel. So let's go in there and check this out. This is Zach. I'm going to screw up your last name, Gary.
You're good, man. That's all right.
Stay-school. You know it right there.
There we go.
You're getting better.
Yep. But I got to know Zach the last couple of years coming to trade shows and whatnot. And Zach, last time I ran one of these, it had a steering wheel.
It sure did. It had a nice nice boat wheel on that. Yeah, for sure.
So what's the deal here? How does this thing function? Like, how do you turn?
Yes, exactly. So a main overview of it, I always just go from right to left, opposite of reading here. But from outside in, the whole right-hand side right now is the same as it would be if there was a steering wheel in here. So your propulsion handle, your hydrostat, that functions completely the same as it did before with the steering wheel. The main difference, of course, yeah, we don't have the steering wheel here, so how does the joystick function? So you'll see it's a return to center style joystick. So, you know, of course, left is turning left, right is turning right, and basically the degree at which your wheels turn is based off of how far you move that joystick left or right.
So it's not a constant. I mean, it doesn't turn it all the way as soon as you bump it.
Exactly. It moves based on how far you turn the joystick left to right. So it's a lot like how far you turn the steering wheel, you know, is how far you move the joystick. As far as functions, you know, that are on the steering column, so you look at things like the horn, your blinker right and left, also your brights and your dims. You're going to find all those functions right here on the joystick as well. So, you know, your blinker left and right, like I said, the horn, all that good stuff, everything that is housed on the steering column now is going to be on the joystick.
Okay. Like when I first look at it, like, I mean, I'm a farmer, so I want to resist change as much as possible.
Sure.
But, I mean, I don't know, have you got much feedback, or are there any of these in the field yet, or is it still kind of in testing?
So that's the thing. Coming from a farm myself, it took a little bit for me at first to get used to. Right, was lucky enough to run it out in some testing this year myself. Of course, you know, we run through. All the marketing group got to spend some time out there and run it as well. Engineering, of course, we've had you know, extensive amount of testing, and we're at the point now, you know, where. Years ago, actually, the customer feedback was, "Hey, you know, what do you think about a joystick?" That's where we got the start. The idea from it was customer, you know, voice of customer that we've been doing for the last couple of years. So, as like I said, as a farmer, knowing you as a farmer, knowing what it's like to what's traditional, it will take some people some time to get used to, and not everybody. You know, it's one of them deals where. You know, at first I was very hesitant because I'm traditional. I like the steering wheel. And then
well, at least they kept the Harley pegs.
They kept the Harley pegs, so you're still comfortable in here. You bet. But you know, once you get out and you get to operate it and get used to it, it's actually pretty darn slick.
Okay. Now, is this set up? I mean, it looks like there's still a platform for a steering wheel. So, is this something where if you had a machine, can you convert it, or I mean, is that just too cost inefficient?
So right now, no, that is not. So the control system for the entire steering is different. So it's not really a plug and play at the moment. So it'll be an option from the factory. So you can either order it with the joystick or with the steering wheel.
Okay, what size machines is this available on?
This will be across all machines.
Okay, I'd heard somewhere where it was just on Class 10. I was like, well, that kind of shoots most of the Midwest in the foot.
No, sir, no.
Okay.
So we'll offer it across all size machines. So
okay.
that's and you know, I talk about like for you an example, and for the row crop farmers as well. When you're turning around on headlands a lot, that's doing this instead of the turning of the steering wheel. You don't think it's a big deal until you do that for 12 hours a day, day after day. It's actually, the maneuverability. I really like the maneuverability, the ease of turning and all that stuff too. Makes a big difference.
Okay.
Yep. So our goal this year too, as well, is to get this out. That it's launched, get it out more. With customers and dealers, and we've already started doing that in Europe. We're going to do it more this year in the United States, and just start to get that out in front of people and let them understand and experience it.
Yep. All right, Zach. Well, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna hop over and check out the view now.
Yeah, no problem. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah, the view's really good out of this cab. This is the first time I've been in one of these cabs in probably a year. I forgot how open they are, anyways. And then you take that steering wheel out, and you just have a beautiful open view right to the front of the cutter bar. And with the monitor down here, it's out of the way. You got a good view. I don't know. This is probably one of the better views of in-cab views.
It's a nice living room in here.
It's a nice cab.
For people that spend 10, 12, 15, 16 hours a day in it, it's got to be comfortable. It's got to be. Yeah. You got to have that.
Well, we don't have to worry about that. It seems like we're more 4 or 5. All right, that's the new planter behind me. Waiting on someone that's getting a lot of attention. I definitely should have came here first, but just figured we'd check out the inside. This is also a Fendt 939, the new one. Haven't been in a 939 yet, so might as well check it out too. But looks like this planter runs to a 2020 precision planting 2020 monitor. So I don't know, looks pretty neat. I think that's the same gym we ran last year with the white planter. But yeah, this tractor looks just like a 1000. I'm pretty sure it's the same cab as the 1000 series, only it has that fridge. I don't know that I like that fridge just because it's in the way, but it's a big fridge. But it is right in the way. I don't know, that Fendt green, that planter, it's a pretty sharp looking setup. I'm liking it.
Capacity and do not create pitch row compaction. The only way to offer.
Alright guys, I'm checking out this Fendt Momentum planter. I'm up here on top of it right now. And the tanks in this thing are massive. 65 bushel piece. So, when you fill it up with corn, you're planting over 300 acres up, I think. Yeah, over 300 acres. So that's a lot of seed. Platform one here, huge. I think they still told me this piece here swings around so you can still get your tender in here fine. Alright guys, I'm here with Larry Custer from AGCO. He's going to give us a quick overview of the new Fendt Momentum planter. This was just released today, wasn't it? Or,
at this show, yeah. Commodity Classic.
Yeah. So what's kind of the main points of this planter? I know looking at it, it visually looks a lot different from any other corn planter I've seen. So
probably what people would notice first, Brian, is that they're seeing two toolbars here.
Right. Yeah.
Where the lead toolbar is actually what we consider the chassis, and the second toolbar is called the contouring or vertical contouring toolbar.
Okay.
And what makes this unique is that no matter what this chassis is doing, it's not affecting the height of this row unit toolbar. And that's the whole beauty of the planter, is it gives us tremendous more range of row unit travel from the traditional 11 inches or 10 inches on conventional planters to, we actually cut it off at 68 inches.
68 inches
68 inches of row unit travel.
Okay. And so you're able to do that and still maintain a consistent seed depth.
Exactly, that's the whole point of it. There are sensors on these row units. There's 3 sensors per section, and they're always communicating with the computer. And the computer's reading the position of those 3 and taking the high and the low and adjusting that toolbar then hydraulically to the middle of those 2. Okay. So we're always looking for the average. What we're doing is we're monitoring the position of the row unit parallel linkage. So if it gets too low, we lower the toolbar to get it back in the middle. If it gets too high, we raise the toolbar to get it back in the middle.
Okay.
So if we're in the middle, then we're always reaching the ground, and we're always being able to plant at the prescribed depth.
Okay.
With this design, with the vertical contouring toolbar, with the wheels in front, and usually on a conventional wheels in front, well, let me rephrase that, narrow spacing planter, like a 15-inch split row,
yeah,
where you're doing corn on 30, 15 on beans, the tires will be in the front because you can't get them between the row spacing of that. So then that toolbar then is governed by where that tire is going up or down. And for people in terraces and really rolling ground, they can't use that style planter because there'll be so much time that the row unit is off the ground or jammed in, smashed into the ground.
Yeah.
Well, with this design and this floating, I call it floating, but contouring toolbar, that tire has no impact on where I put this. So this toolbar, unaffected, we can use this chassis, same chassis, with any one of the spacings available, 15-inch, 20, 22, 30.
As far as options on the planter, what kind of options? I mean, I see this one's good with liquid fertilizer. What is that? I'm guessing that's an option, not standard.
Fertilizer's an option. The whole concept of the planter was, well, we started with a clean piece of paper. And engineering teams rarely get a clean piece of paper and say,
yeah, I mean, this looks like a completely different unit. So.
Totally new concept. Everyone on that team farms. So they all have a history, experience-wise, of what's a pain and what works, what doesn't work. So today, compaction is a real issue. So pinch rows come from two tires side by side, and squeezing the soil and that force going this way. So this planter is designed without side-by-side tires. So we're using inline tandem on the front or in the center section. Large single tires, large tires everywhere. And these are the new VF, the high flexation tire technology that gives us a fairly soft sidewall. And one of the options on this is load logic. It's under the smart frame technology. Load logic has two modes, so we can control the weight of the planter by distributing the weight evenly over all 6 tires, or we can channel all that weight to the center section, to the center inline tandems, which are following the tractor's tracks, which tractors already compress the soil. So let's put the weight there, take advantage of it. But each spindle, all 6 of them, they're weigh bars. And each spindle is tapped, so we have an airflow, an air passageway, if you will. So we're constantly changing the weight distribution, and we're constantly monitoring the speed and adjusting the tire pressure to the lowest possible PSI to carry the load that it's under. So that's all automatic.
So like the planter runs empty, I come up and fill it up with seed, and that's going to air up a little bit to compensate for that added.
It will air up to. And that that information is actually from the tire manufacturer, their table, that if the tire's under
this much stress,
6 tons, boom, this is the lowest possible. And with this new technology, this tire can carry the same weight at 40% less PSI.
Yeah.
So the bit lower the PSI, the bigger the flat plate on the tire, the more surface area you have, the less soil impact impression. Lower, you reduce the rut depth, and just everything's a positive with that system.
So I'm guessing whenever you're done planting, can you tell it to air back up for road travel then if you're running a real load?
You don't have to. The system is automatic, so when it's good. This is one of the other things that they wanted too, was they wanted a one-button push for unfold.
Yeah.
One-button push to fold.
So that would be pretty nice, yeah.
When you hit the button on the panel and start to unfold the machine, as it unfolds, it gets about halfway. And the sensors know that, all right, we're unfolding, and it will start decreasing the air pressure in the tires to whatever it needs to. And so you're not involved in this, so when you fold it back up to go to the next field...
So you don't have to worry about forgetting your air pressure?
It starts pumping it up, and all you have to do is decide which mode you want to be in.
Okay. That's pretty neat stuff. As far as how the units are optioned, is hydraulic downforce standard with these and precision meters? Or?
On the Momentum planter, hydraulic downforce, the Delta Force system is standard. It's governed with Precision's Gen 3 2020 system. So Gen 3 now actually governs the fertilizer aspect of it as well.
So one monitor instead of two monitors for fertilizer and seed.
Yeah, it's one monitor, and the planter itself is designed to plug and play.
So you're not just tied to an AGCO tractor because you have a Gen 3, it'll go in anything.
Yeah, Gen 3 will run anything. Currently on these first 4 prototype models, we're running the fold and unfold sequencing through ISO.
Okay.
So that would be on the tractor ISO screen. But going forward, basically we're waiting for the programming from Precision then to put that function
that'll be
into the monitor as well. So then it will be a non-ISO planter totally. So that's
pretty. As someone that, I mean, we don't always have the same brand planter as we do tractor, and then it's a pain in the butt because you have to go buy their monitor that would be in their tractor. I can really appreciate that.
Over the last several years with AGCO, it's been my experience that ISO was supposed to be a platform, universal platform.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it does.
And it seems like so many companies just keep a little proprietary information, so when you plug it in, it just doesn't quite do everything it's supposed to. And then it's the other guy's fault.
Right.
It's that planter. We should have bought our planter, not that planter.
Yeah.
So anyway, Precision operates non-ISO, and that's the goal of the planters. But right now we do need that to hold on.
Yeah.
But that is another thing on the planter too, the Power Beyond that the engineers put into this. So the number of SCV valves that we need are greatly reduced.
So everything's run through the Power Beyond then?
Most of those functions, fold functions, vertical contouring toolbar, I think both fans, the vacuum, CFS fan, are all run through the hydraulic circuitry with Power Beyond.
Okay. Pretty cool stuff. Seed tank size, is that standard or is there two sizes?
They're standard 65 bushel each.
Okay.
And it's right now it's central fill only.
Okay.
It's available in 40 and 60 foot toolbars, 15, 20, 22, and 30 inch spacings.
Okay.
So when I say that, the thing is Precision governed, we use VSET V-drive meters, and speed tube is an option, wave vision is an option on seed tubes. Every row unit has got, of course, it has an SRM on it, but it also has the CAN bus extension hub.
Okay.
So
it's already wired up.
Yeah, it's wired. So if a customer buys this and he wants to put Precision's conceal on it, but when he orders the planter, he doesn't have to order our gauge wheel.
Right.
So he can order less gauge wheels. If he wanted to put their
planter
furrow force on, he can order a less closing system from us, add those options. And the CAN bus extension hub is there. They just plug them in and play.
It's going to cut a lot of cost down too.
Yes.
Successful.
And talking about cost, things that we do, the seed firmer.
Yep.
Be it the Keaton seed firmer or smart firmer, and furrow jet. Both of those brackets are in the row unit.
Okay, so if I buy the
equipment.
Keatons, then all I got to do is just snap them in.
Click it in and you're done.
Okay.
So you're not having to pay somebody to disassemble the row unit, put those brackets in, and then put it all back together.
Perfect.
Trying to make it as customer friendly as possible to truly customize the planter to their specs.
Well, it's really nice to hear that because it seems like everyone has a different idea how a planter should be spec'd, how it should be set up, and it gets really costly when you start adding accessories in there. So
and you
cutting a little bit of cost out of that. Like as a producer, I could really appreciate.
I've visited with a lot of farmers that have the box.
Yeah, a box of spare old parts
of the gauge wheels that they bought, or the meters that they had to buy from whatever color planter it was, and because they wanted precision. You can't buy our planter without buying our meter. Yeah, that's not the case with the Fendt Momentum, or the white 9800 for that matter either. So really making it easy to customize the planter.
All right, Larry. Well, I appreciate the information on the planter and look forward to seeing it in the field.
Good. Thank you, Brian.
Here with Jason Lee. He is AGCO's agronomist. Last year I got to know Jason doing the crop tour. Jason, what's the crop tour schedule looking like for this year? You got some of them out around the country?
Yep, absolutely. So similar to what we've done in the past, where we've looked at all the things about the planting operation to get everything right, such as differences in downforce and planting depth and closing wheel pressures and things like that. This year with our new Momentum planter and a lot of the agronomic things that this thing solves as far as compaction management and precise seed placement with the vertical contouring toolbar. So we'll highlight that at a lot of the crop tour events, and so we'll do a bunch of things such as, what's the impact if your tire pressure isn't correct, or if your tractor tires are overinflated and your planter tires are overinflated, versus now with our tire inflation system, we can reduce that tire pressure and alleviate surface compaction. So we'll be looking at a lot of things such as that. We're really excited. We've got 7. We'll try to do about 7 locations in Kentucky, Ohio, Illinois, North Dakota, Kansas, Nebraska, and Minnesota, I believe. So we'll have a busy summer or busy spring trying to get all these crop tour locations planted. So,
but wait, there's more.
So I do want to give a shout out to the AGCO agronomy team. My counterpart in Denmark, Jens Christians. I know I believe his brother farms in Denmark and is a big fan of Brian's farming videos. So shout out to him and the rest of the agronomy crew, Sheila and Ben in Zambia, and Vinicius in Brazil, Nils in Switzerland, and Mark in the UK, and then our leader, Darren Goldman. So shout out to all you guys. Hopefully you watch this video. And
yeah, if you made it to this part in the video, just keep going.
See you guys in Brazil in a week.
What time is it, Mama?
Yeah. Lunchtime.
How was lunch?
Delicious.
You ready to go look at more farm machinery?
No.
There's a soil warrior. Now the Momentum planter, it really seems like an awesome concept, an awesome planter. It's not field proven just yet, but I mean, like I said, they are going to have units in the field this year. But for right now, we still have our John Deere planter. It does have precision meters on it, they're older meters, but we would like to put a lot of the stuff you see here. We'd like to put the electric drives, clean sweeps, hydraulic downforce, a lot of stuff in this booth that could really make our planter more efficient and plant a better corn crop. Now you're still going to get the flexibility that planter has, but it's still going to be leaps and bounds better than the ground drive planter we have now. I know I've had several people recommend the Kuhn unit for strip till. Looks like a pretty nice outfit.
Not freezing, that's broad.
We can get Dax something over here.
Just have that face to face. So my son's favorite thing.
Yeah, believe it or not, our 4-year-old absolutely loves looking at Tractor House magazines. In training to be a future farmer, he even does it while on the toilet. Guys, keep in mind, the National Farm Machinery Show was just like a couple weeks ago. So if you want any information on things like the Pulse Combine, check that video out.
Taking it in, living off of his fame.
Scott.
Sometime.
Scott, just broke the camera.
What? Gonna drive the tractor?
Say nope, it's the wrong color.
We don't know what to do. Hey, you girls got this figured out?
Yeah, we can drive this tractor, no problem.
That one?
No, this right here.
One thing I noticed about this Steiger, it's a little different. It's got a different cab in it, or different interior. Yeah, it's got their new designed interior, their new designed armrest. I think they came out with this in 2019 at the farm show, Louisville. So pretty neat that they've got the Steiger now. Pretty cool stuff. It's incredible. They actually brought a combine to an indoor farm show. Yeah, I was just joking. They never really have a combine in Louisville anymore, so. And Fendt's definitely got better visibility, but they both have Harley pegs, so that's a plus. Ooh, there's another RX. At the farm show in Louisville, I filmed one of those and talked to a guy from John Deere about it, got the scoop on it. Forgot to get in the cab, so I might have to check that out later.
Try not to.
Everyone needs one. So this is like actual production equipment.
Yeah, imagine using that on the farm every day.
Buxton. I am the Culture and Trends Manager at YouTube for the US and Canada, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Spring of 2016, and the whole reason
Yeah, the first day of the Commodity Classics just ending here. Actually just walking back to the hotel, but this is actually the time to be in here. There's nobody here. you can see everything. You can watch the BASF guys play Mario on what appears to be a 10-foot television. That's pretty cool. See you, Billy.
See you.
Day 2. All right, wandering around the show before it gets opened up, and I bumped into this stranger. So,
hey, buddy.
Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I
like your camera.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're all professional and stuff.
I don't know about that. It's actually covered in grease and dirt and dust. I got through the airport and realized I still had tile mud caked on my tripod. I was like, huh, oh well. But if you guys don't know, Rob's got a podcast and a TV show coming.
Yeah, sometime in spring. Yeah.
Okay, so.
TV is floating dates, they call them.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. You should just start a YouTube channel.
I'm not cool enough for that. That's for the youths, the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but if you want, check Rob out. He's got a great podcast. I know there's some hot topics in ag right now. He's covering a lot of them, so it's a really good listen. So be sure to check that out. Where can they find that at, Rob?
At sharkfarmer.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, can I get your autograph?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, for free?
Oh, well, I don't know about free.
See, there it is.
Yeah. There's some free coffee over there. I'll go get a coffee. That'll work. Right, one product that I know you talked to my father at Louisville,
yes,
right?
I did. I got to talk to your dad at Louisville there.
Okay. I guess I should introduce. This is Matthew from AGI. Him and Dad were discussing what's SureTrack?
AGI SureTrack, absolutely. A part of that, Brian, is what we call our bin manager. It's kind of our core concept product that we started with roughly 15 years ago with our founder, Todd Sears. AGI SureTrack's previously IntelliFarms. We have a lot of customers still today that we did our rebranding this last October, still getting used to the name change and everything like that. Our bin manager, though, is kind of what is our immediate return on investment for our growers that have on-farm storage, to be frank.
Okay.
As you see here, that's kind of got some core key components to it. We're going to pull moisture, temperature, CO2, and static pressure inside of your bin, along with pulling the weather outside of your bin to put efficient air through your grain and put full automation behind your grain. So essentially, you're going to tell us what your goals are. I know where you're at in Ohio, soybeans, running them dry, 6 out of the last 10 years essentially, pulling into the field 10% moisture.
Right.
We can sell them at 13 and a half in Ohio where you're at, and we're able to essentially put this on auto hydrate, tell us what our goals are, and it gets it there.
Yeah.
You have full automation to see this from an app. You can talk to our full customer service team that sits behind you in Archie, Missouri 24 hours a day, and you can also view it on our portal on our website. We can handle numbers of types of grain across the country every day that we've done that. Like I said, your number, I believe 14 for us now with our bin manager system, with our 4th generation of this. And as you know, if you can get paid for water when it comes to soybeans.
Right, yeah, I mean, we don't get any extra pay for it being too dry,
exactly.
That's for sure. So.
And with that too, we do what we call our ROI calculator, to where we can go in and show you, and you can let us know, hey, this is what I get for 10% beans, this is what I get for 13.5% beans, and then we go through and run an aeration model, and it actually breaks it down over a 10-year history based on NOAA weather data in your area to give you what it costs per bushel and per point to condition that grain. And then we know our complete energy use, we know our cost of our systems, and then, hey, does that return on investment make sense? And that's how we pretty much go to sell
now,
this.
Can you also use this, like, I'll give you an example we had at our farm this year. We recently just put up a 48-foot bin. One of us screwed up, I'm not going to say who, it's probably Dad, and put 20% moisture corn in the middle with dry corn below it and dry corn above it, and no unloader on the bin yet, unfortunately. So how would this system handle that? I mean, is it going to sense that hot spot?
So we're going to be able to pick that up anywhere we are. We can essentially go in. Each cable is going to read, depending upon the size of the bin, is going to be dependent upon how many cables we have. And we're going to be able to read and know, hey, this is the location it's in based upon the number of sensors. This is just a design cable here at the show to show what our sensors look like, but we're on 2-foot spacing for most of our corn and soybean bins. When we get to that point, we can kind of give you an exact location, where to go, how to fix it. We can also watch that grain change over time, so we know exactly when it happened, what caused it to happen, how it happened. And that's one thing that kind of sets us apart from our competitors, is that we can actually tell you what caused that. We manage millions, hundreds of millions of bushels of grain every harvest across the country. We've seen about every negativity that can happen inside of a grain bin. And like I said, we have a customer support team that sits beside you. You not only get an alert to tell you something's starting to go wrong, but our customer service team's already working on it and helping to partner with you to make sure that happens. Our bin manager and our entire SureTrack platform is about a partnership, and to make sure that the information that you give us is what we're working with is correct, and us to making sure you don't lose a single bushel of grain through that bin for any reason.
Okay. All right, Matthew, I know, I mean, this is our first 80,000 plus bushel bin, and I know something like that would definitely make us sleep a little bit better. That's for sure. So.
It's a lot easier. We currently manage, I know that we have Norm, our rep in Iowa. He just helped put this system in with the 3 largest bins in all of Iowa for bushel size. I mean, they're doing things vastly different out there. I know they had super wet corn this year.
And you're talking millions of dollars worth
of corn and soybeans out there. And it makes a big difference, but it also makes a huge difference for that small guy that can only afford one 20,000 bushel bin on farm there, for especially if he's putting it on the farm for the first time and he doesn't have that experience with conditioning that grain, and what I always call the poke and pray and smell method. You poke it, test it, smell it. If it smells all right, and then you pray to God that nothing goes wrong.
Yep.
And this takes that uncertainty out of that opportunity, Brian. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. All right, Matthew, I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure talking with you, Brian. We'll see you on the farm soon. Thanks, man.
People are always asking if there's a way to make money with drones. There's how you can use your drone to make you money on your farm. Basically, they're able to put an MDVI camera on any drone and get crop health imagery from it and overlay that with climate. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Okay, we'll come find you over there.
Bye. Hey guys, yesterday this dude stole my live stream feed, so I should probably introduce him. This is Tony Fast, if you guys didn't know. Tony's out of Montana. You're on the other end from Walker's, aren't you?
Yeah, we're like 250 miles east.
Next door neighbors.
I mean, 6 hours, short 6 hour drive.
Yeah. It's your terrain's a lot different than theirs. I mean, it's a little bit. I mean, you got some gully stuff.
We're rolling hills and potholes and similar, but we don't have the pretty mountains in the back here like they do.
But you guys, if you haven't checked Tony's channel out, go ahead and check it out. A lot of big case equipment, really cool stuff. Do a lot of hay. So
getting into some alfalfa production.
Yeah, so that and lots of Jake brakes.
Yeah, everybody likes the truck noises.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and check Tony out. I'll put a card in his channel here.
Perfect.
Okay guys, let's just stop by the Farmer's Edge booth. As many of you know, we do have Farmer's Edge in our equipment at the house. So just thought we'd stop by and get a quick overview for maybe some of you guys that aren't familiar what Farmer's Edge does. It's, well, I'll just let you take it from here then.
Yeah, great. Farmer's Edge is a digital agronomy company, precision agriculture. So basically we give farmers an operational management platform. So what we do is we give them different options like daily satellite imagery at a 3-meter resolution, on-farm weather stations. We give them telemax devices that go in the equipment that are brand agnostic. So what those do is they pull in all different types of data. So engine diagnostics, implement diagnostics. They're able to see where their equipment's at. They're able to see as applied maps, live.
So if any of you steal our tractors, we will find you.
They'll track you down. We also do fertility as well. So soil sampling, variable rate prescriptions.
Yeah, we just got our getting our prescriptions now. That's something we have the VR program. I'm pretty excited to see how that all pans out this year. So.
And what's great is we're independent. So this is all we do. So we have the support staff to give you the time to help you through it. So we don't just give you the tools and say good luck. We actually have the support staff to say, hey, we're going to help you through all this.
Yeah,
so that's what we do.
Yeah. Like this is the device that's in all the tractors, correct?
Yeah, this is the cam plug. So this is installed out of sight, out of mind. If you like the live view, like on your monitor, you have that. But if your grandpa gets in the tractor and doesn't want to press any buttons, it's in there passively recording all the data, so you can still have all that in your account.
Yeah, that's one thing. I guess whenever I got it, I wasn't real sure how that part would work. But yeah, you don't like we didn't do a whole lot with it last year, just because we got right in the middle of growing season. But it was recording data the whole time. We never really messed with the app much, but once we got done with harvest, it was all there.
Yeah.
So pretty cool stuff. So hey, I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks for being a customer.
Now I know a lot of people have asked me to compare Farmer's Edge with Climate, because we do still have Climate. It's a little bit different, but I just wanted to show you guys that there are other data management systems out there. I don't know how much longer we'll be Climate customers, and I'm going to leave it at that. Usually at a trade show, you have your area with all the bigger vendors, and then you have your smaller, more regionalized companies, smaller companies. Usually they give out free stuff. So Kayla is channeling her inner George, and she's looking for candy pins and any other trinkets she can find. It's a very expensive toilet. Alright guys, I was talking about spray drones earlier. Well, I found one. Bumped into the guys at Helio, is that how you pronounce it?
Helio.
Okay. So you guys got a quadcopter design spray drone? Yep. So you might tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this is our mid-size model. With this drone, you can spray about 20 acres per hour. That's at a 1 gallon per acre rate. So you're spraying very concentrated applications, doing about 20 acres per hour. Again, this is the mid-size. There's a bigger version that does about 30 acres per hour.
All right. So tank-wise, this 4.5 gallons, is that right?
Yes.
And then the bigger one, you say 6.5?
6.
6. Okay. All right. Boom width 8 foot.
We got an 8-foot boom, and we spray about a 16.5-foot pattern out of it usually.
Okay. All right. Are these just sensors on the top here then, or what are?
These are GPS sensors.
Oh, okay.
It's got radar for altimetry, radar for obstacle detection and avoidance.
Okay. So you're using GPS software, mapping software, and you're just basically programming where you want that drone to fly to.
Fully autonomous.
Okay. Perfect. So even I could fly that one.
Yeah. Flies itself.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. What kind of price point are one of these? You know, I want the thing to deliver to my house and be ready to spray. What kind of price point am I looking at?
Mid-size package here costs 24 grand. That includes training, delivery to your house, batteries, charger, tools, everything you need to run it.
Okay. Now I know that sounds like a lot of money, but you got to keep in mind a brand new sprayer costs roughly $500,000, a self-propelled sprayer. So you can have a whole fleet of these for that same price. I don't know. It's something to think about. It's pretty exciting stuff. I kind of see this being the future of how we apply herbicides. So, I appreciate the time, fellas. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming by.
Yep.
It's good to meet you.
All right, guys. I was talking about spray drones earlier. Well, I found one. Bumped into the guys at Helio. Is that how you pronounce it?
Helio.
Okay. So you guys got a quadcopter design spray drone? Yep. So you might tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this is our mid-size model. With this drone, you can spray about 20 acres per hour. That's at a 1 gallon per acre rate. So you're spraying very concentrated applications, doing about 20 acres per hour. Again, this is the mid-size. There's a bigger version that does about 30 acres per hour.
All right. So tank-wise, this 4.5 gallons, is that right?
Yes.
And then the bigger one, you say 6.5?
6.
6. Okay. All right. Boom width 8 foot.
We got an 8-foot boom, and we spray about a 16.5-foot pattern out of it usually.
Okay. All right. Are these just sensors on the top here then, or what are?
These are GPS sensors.
Oh, okay.
It's got radar for altimetry, radar for obstacle detection and avoidance.
Okay. So you're using GPS software, mapping software, and you're just basically programming where you want that drone to fly to.
Fully autonomous.
Okay. Perfect. So even I could fly that one. Yeah.
Flies itself.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. What kind of price point are one of these? I want the thing to deliver to my house and be ready to spray. What kind of price point am I looking at?
Mid-size package here costs 24 grand. That includes training, delivery to your house, batteries, charger, tools, everything you need to run it.
Okay. Now I know that sounds like a lot of money, but you got to keep in mind a brand new sprayer costs roughly $500,000, a self-propelled sprayer. So you can have a whole fleet of these for that same price. I don't know. It's something to think about. It's pretty exciting stuff. I kind of see this being the future of how we apply herbicides. So, I appreciate the time, fellas. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming by.
Yep. All right, guys. That's it for Commodity Classic. The show closes in like a couple minutes. So while we're in Texas, we're going to find some Whataburger. I don't know. Some Texas burger joint I keep hearing a lot about, and yeah, that's going to be it. We're flying back in the morning, so go and enjoy San Antonio. Commodity Classic was great. Thanks for everyone that came up and said hi. Had a great time. It was fun hanging out with Colonial Farmer, Welkers, Fast Ag, Beaver Vineyards, Meredith. We met a bunch of people. It was fun.